What's going on, guys, and welcome. Shana over here. We're discussing. Thanks for stopping by. If you're driving, if you're just sitting around, welcome. We're talking about Mustangs. We're talking about the S650 and the S550, and I am going to bring in the 2013 model Mustang, which is one of my favorites. Interiors, engine bays, and some other things. So we're going to start off with, I guess, some of the biggest things that people have noticed is that the one thing, does the S650 look like a Camaro? I think just the back end, they took a little bit of that Camaro cues as far as where the wheels, the back quarter panels are and that. I think that's a little bit Camaro-ish. But other than that, nothing else looks like a Camaro. So I'm just going to get that one out of the way. The second part is that the engine bay definitely looks better on the S650. Hands down than the S550. The S550's engine bay looks like ass. As you can see, he's coming over, and it looks like he took a garbage can lid, they cut it, and then he just stuck it on there. It looks hideous. In fact, the 2013 Mustang's engine bay looks best by far, and you'll see that. The other thing is performance. There really is no difference in performance just because the S650 gained weight. The car is heavier. I don't know how Ford got past that. I don't know how you add more horsepower and add more weight just because of a design. Now, that gets me to the problem with the car is that since it's bigger or gained more weight, the wheels don't match the size of the car. Like, they look too small every time I see the S650 now. The wheels just look a little too small on the car. They look more proper, like if you see a Shelby GT350, which is one of my favorite. That's probably the top of my favorite list as far as it looks. It looks like a Cobra Mustang. Like, it looks great. The front end looks great. Everything looks great in that car, except for certain parts of the interior, which I'll get to, which I'm still not a fan, but I would still take that car any day of the week. Now, you can see from the side profile, thank you, American Muscle, I have it down there. Go full video, go to their channel. But you can see it looks a little bit bigger and stretched out, and I'm just, in the back end especially, looks bigger. And I don't know why Ford went that route. I would say you want to lighten it up. See, it just doesn't, like, it's something there that's just not, like, you're trying to do a fastback and make it more muscular at the same time, and I get that, but at the same time, it's like, there's just something biting at you. It just bites at you. When I see a Shelby GT350 carrying the original 2015 nose, to me, it looks more, everything flows better than any of these cars. Everything looked like it was meant to be there, and I love that year. In fact, that's the one I would pick. What was the other one I wanted to get to? Yeah, that's right. We're getting to the back, and we're going to go to the back end of this car, and then the interior. Okay, here's the back end. Now, again, I think the S650 taillights aren't fantastic. I think the S550 did much better job doing the taillights. Everything looks more filled in. It looks like, there's something there. In the S650, it's like there's nothing there. It's just more panels. And I don't know why they went that route. Something different maybe. But the S650, and I hate to point it out, kind of reminds me, those taillights kind of remind me of like a Kia Sorento. Just plain, boring, flat. I know they want some history in there and stuff like that, but that's just not it. So I think a lot of people are going to be blacking that out, changing the back, deck lid and stuff like that. They're going to be doing stuff like that to the Mustang to fill it in, but it just looks like it gained in growth. Yeah, I know but if you want to go see his video, he's going to explain a lot of stuff that he thinks and this and that, but I don't know. I haven't seen the car up close yet, and sometimes things have to grow on you, but I'm still just not thrilled about it. I'm just not ecstatic that they went that route. Now, if the GTD, you look at the back end, it's all ventilated and stuff like that, heat and stacking and all this other, but it looks a lot better. Now going into the interior, I don't know why Ford gave you the cheaper model with these tablets just stuck there. I think if you're getting into a Mustang, it should have it should have that Mustang feel. And at this point, especially with the full display, to me, it's not a throwback to the old Vanilla Ice days. It's just an interior. So, hate it or love it, I don't know, but I'm not thrilled about, especially the lower end model. I'm absolutely not thrilled about it. And everything is gray. That's probably the biggest part about this. I hate it. I hate that everything is one color. Everything is gray. Gray, 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 gray. I like black. I like dark interiors with color added to it. It makes it pop when you get in, especially when you have screens. Now, if you go back to the gens before that, they all came with a dark interior with that, some type of color. But when you go back to the S650, it's like, oh my God, there's no color. It's all gray. The door panels are gray. The stitching's gray. Everything's gray. See, as you can see, the S550, the color pops a little bit as far as the silver. The rest of the interior is dark. To me, it looks a little bit better, but that middle console, I want to rip it out. I want to rip it out. I don't think it looks good. I never did lick it. Lick it, like it. I said lick it. It just doesn't look fantastic. It just doesn't. They could have done a lot better on this interior. I sat in one, and I was like, it's okay to me. But I would rather take a 2013 any day of the week as far as the interior. I think and I'll show you. When a car comes up, I'll show you. But anyway, let's get back to some other things on these cars. Now, the vents, horrible job on both. I never liked Ford switching to the vents on the S550. The vents, this big vent on the, it looks better in my opinion, but at the same time, I'm still not thrilled about it. Yeah, I definitely like the nose on the S650 better. I think it's more chiseled, it's more muscular. It's going back to where I think that muscle, looks. But again, I think, the engine bay definitely looks a lot better too. But again, I think the twin throttle bodies and everything else, overall, we'll just go for an overall thing. I like it and I don't like it. I like certain things that they did, and I don't like certain things they did. Certain questionable things in the interior. Oh God, dude, if you have one of these, take that cover and just throw it like a freaking frisbee, because it's hideous. Look at it. Pop a hood, in fact, try to find an older cover from like a 2013 or something, see if it fits, because this is just close the hood. Just close it. Now that looks more proper. So when you pop the hood, everything looks nice and neat and clean. I don't mind the twin throttle bodies. I don't. I think it's, you get better airflow from a twin throttle body. But again, as far as performance, they're pretty much equal. I think he raced these two cars on his channel. But I'm trying to go over everything on these two cars. I don't know. I think that as far as the price tag stuff, me personally, guys, I would go shop for a used Mustang. That's me personally, with very low mileage on it. But if you are spending the money, congrats on getting a new Mustang. But I'm not thrilled about certain things about it. I'm just not thrilled. I like the new nose, but the interior has no color in it, and that's a big. I just want to walk away from that. It's less Mustang. There's just the history's kind of going away there, and the car is just growing in weight and girth and everything else, and then obviously the price. That's a big thing. I would probably shop for a older Mustang that's like a leftover in a lot, than get the new one, and maybe just do my own little front end conversion or something else on it. But other than that, I wouldn't spend the extra money getting this car, because the performance is the same. I like the nose, but the interior, the taillights, just certain things about the car, I'm not super thrilled. The nose is absolutely better, but other than the nose, The rims are hideous. Ford, just can't get the rims right. Follow the path of Dodge when it comes to rims, because your rims suck. It's as simple as that. It's like, this is the new GT, and you got these pizza cutters on there. These rims belong on a freaking Hyundai Sonata. Just get them. Look at this. Look. Oh, man, I wanted to rewind the video. Will you son of a bitch. Rewind the video. Rewind the video. And you'll see the size of the car compared to the wheels on the S650. And they just, I want to see something like, you look at a Porsche like 911, like the fastback and the wide, it's wide in the back, but the wheels are like, they have a nice size to the car, right? And that's kind of what I want to see on a Mustang. I want to see a little bit of it evened out, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just relaying this putting this video back up just because there's a lot to talk about. So I'm trying to fill in the gap because I wanted some more time before I get to the 2013 model, what I want Ford to do and bring back to the S650 or just the Mustang lineup. So let me see. We got through the taillights, we got through the car. Well, as far as just that part of it, you can put your comments down below about the interior and everything. But my opinion, Ford, get color back in. Get the interior darker. Throw some color at it. You're going to be charging like $60,000, $70,000 for these damn things. I better be blown away when I sit inside that car. And I'm just not. Especially the base model. It just looks like two iPads just stuck up there, going on a little bit of a rant. I don't want to drive that. It's like, it's just no color. Even the button looks like it's faded. The red start button, it looks like it's faded. There's no like nice aluminum toggle switches and stuff like that, like they did in an S550. I think this, it's just no, just not thrilled. I don't know what Ford is with color, but they don't like color. They just don't like color in their cars. I don't know why. When everybody is stepped up to the plate, you can go get like a Hyundai or a Kia or something like that or whatever, a Mazda, and it's got like red and tan and gray. And, it's got two-tone going on, and I'm not seeing anything in here. Even on the older Mustangs, it's something they just didn't do yet. In a lot of ways. I think there was one Mustang that I remember. I think it was 2013 that had like a two-tone going on. That would be the interior. I would go. It had like the tan, dark, coffee color, and the door panels, the seats. No, now we're talking. But after that, I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah, that console, dude. Like, it looks like they just cut it out and they wedged it in there, and nothing flows. Nothing. I don't know what's going on. It never dawned on them to do something with the dual bezels or whatever you want to call them, the two humps. Now the 2013, which is one of my favorite Mustangs. Again, Shelby GT350 is also one of my favorite. The 2013, absolutely hands down, is one of my favorite Mustangs. It looks like a proper Mustang. It's got the driving lights in the grille. It's got a definite Cobra look to it. In fact, that's what they took it from when they made the 2011 to 2013. And the vents in the hood are by far some of the best looking vents they put on the hood. I love these vents. They look good. It gives it a Cobra snake look like that with the hood. Like everything was great. Like they did an excellent job. Sorry, I got a little bit of a rewind there. I didn't edit it right. And get into the interior, and I love this interior. In fact, this is my favorite interior so far. Some people might have complained about the interior quality. It's mostly the door panels they were kind of hard on top, and I understand that. Ford could have done a better job on that. But I'm looking at the overall design. I know the steering wheel, could have been better. Certain things could have been better. But they do have aftermarket for that. But I'm saying the overall layout was nice. Everything kind of had a flow to it. it just looks great. And if they stuck some full digital screen in this, interior, with better materials, it would have been even more fantastic. But I absolutely love this interior. I think everything flowed very nicely. You know what? I'll take the old school gauges. They did a really good job. Look how nice and clean and even it is. It flows through the interior with the vents. Everything has its place. It just looks good. It's got a dark interior in it. One of my favorites, especially when you have some color added to it. And the taillights. Autosummit.com. The taillights are the best so far in a Mustang. They nailed it. Ford nailed it with these taillights. And I know they want to do some changes and this and this and that, but they nailed it. In fact, Dodge copied the living piss out of it. And then Ford moved away from it. Now, I know they have these taillights for like aftermarket, especially for the older Mustangs and that, and there's a reason why people go after them. Because it just looks good. Now, I know this has a solid rear in the back, but again, to me, it's still a proper muscle car. It was in the engine bay. By far one of the best engine bays because it was simple, clean. You could see the heads. You could see powered by Ford on the side. Like, Ford, what are you doing? So, do I hate the Rewind. S650. I don't pre-plan my shows. Excuse me, my mouth is so freaking dry. I don't pre-plan my shows here. I just go for it. Got some rewinds here. But I love the S. I love. I always said a 2013. I love the 2013 Mustang. I do like the 2015. When I went to 2015 and it has that more sporty rear package and that more fastback look, I do like that. That's why I like the S550 from 2015 to 2017 model. That's, even though I don't like that middle console in the interior. Sorry, I got cut off there, guys. I have to reload a video just because, that's what I'm doing. I'm talking about everything, so I'm trying to get enough time here. So whenever it cuts off, it cuts off. But I think that overall, like, as far as the two Mustangs I would choose. Now, I do like the 2005 and up. I still think it's an awesome, even though the interior was a little cheap looking, I still think that's one of the best looking Mustangs they ever made as far as concept to real life. But I would say 05 all the way up to 2013. Those are some of my favorite years of Mustang. And then the 2015, I like it, but only I would say only in that GT350 form. It's what it needed. That nose looks much better the way they styled it with the side vents on the Shelby GT350. But I still don't like the middle console. I still just don't like that middle console. But I love the car. Everything else I love about that car. I love the sound, the whole nine. But my favorite interior definitely is a 2013. I would have to say. I think it just, I would do some updates, maybe the steering wheel, something like that, but it still looks good. And then they have a full screen. They actually have an aftermarket full screen for this car. And I think at that point, like, do I need this, like, screen across, which everybody seems to be doing. And it has some color in there. And again, you can find them in that two-tone. Very rare, but with that two-tone color. But still, that's rare. And that's what Ford needs to do with their car. So overall, I think this S650, it still needs work. Ford needs to, I think, go back to 2013 and get some of this design with the screens, get something going, and get these taillights back on the Mustang. Get the driving lights in the grille. And if they're going to make a new Mustang, definitely outperform the last Mustang. It's almost like they're trying to force you to upgrade and then get that dark horse, which is 500 horsepower. So I see the trickery a little bit. But I still love... If I had to choose two Mustangs, it would be a 2013 GT Premium I wouldn't even have to go to the Super Snake or whatever, all the Shelby GT5, which are nice. But I would look at a 2013. I love the interior. I love the way the car looks just overall. It's very muscular. The taillights are outstanding. And the hood, the vents, just front to back. I just love that car. And I would go for a Shelby GT350. I would not go look at a new S650 Mustang because of certain things I just don't like about it. I don't like the rear. I don't like there's no color in the interior. In fact, they just made it all gray. They lightened it. And that's just something that I'm not going to be thrilled when I'm driving. I want dark interior and then throw some color at it. And these taillights, every time I see these taillights, I just melt. Now, I know the car is more muscular and everything. It's not as sporty, but it's still a great Mustang. It still sounds great, and it's still quick. Still runs like a low 12, and you can even bust some tuning. You can bust into the 11s. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. I'm tired. It's getting late. I got to go. So let me know in the comments down below. Later.